Hey guys, welcome back to my channel from the frozen tundra that is Iowa. It is freezing cold. But today I'm going to do a fun video. It's going to be reading the assumptions you all have about me. Now I posted this on Instagram and Facebook and actually got quite a lot of responses. I had to print them out, old school, because they're on my phone and I film with my phone. So I got the paper here. So this is something that's been going around YouTube where creators just ask people who are watching, what do you assume about me? And then they respond to those and you'll figure out, or you'll know then, you'll get an answer if your assumptions are correct or not. So with that, let's get started. If I do this, it's because I had to take a screenshot and print it out. And now it's little. First assumption, I'm divorced. No, I'm not divorced. Never been married. Also, you do not like people. You prefer animals. Yes, I like people. The ones I know. You are a good person and a wonderful daughter. Well, that's a wonderful assumption. I'll say that that's right. Then here's Jack. Jack Valentine. You would not source if you could just have it all delivered to you. That is true. And actually, when I started reselling, that was my business model. I ordered wholesale. So I just had to go online, order it. It came, stock photos, measurements, all done. But the profit margin on that, not good at all. Make a lot more money going out and picking up myself. And I still, to this day. So if you're going to get wholesale, liquidation, all that kind of stuff, I don't know. You're never going to make as much money as if you would just go out and get it yourself. What else does Jack assume? You are the goddess of all subscription boxes. Not all, but a lot. I love a good subscription box. You have 90 years free for each one. Oh, because of referrals. Not 90, but man, I get that Bark Box. I don't know when they would start charging me again. You prefer Lucy and Charlie over people. That's about true. That's right, Jack. Jack knows me. Then we have, I'm sorry, I can't read the name on some of these because it's blurred. I just knew that was Jack. I assume you were a good kid and did very well in school. You had no patience for the goof-off kids in school. You like to play by the rules and don't understand what others don't. So I was a very good kid. I still am. I do like to play by the rules. Like, the rules are there for a reason. Why can't we just not follow them? Seems logical. I did really well in school up until high school. High school, I really, really struggled. I didn't know how to study so many subjects, and I really did not do well in high school. Once I figured out a study pattern when I was in college courses, I did a lot better, but high school was a nightmare. I remember the first day sitting in Spanish and being like, oh my gosh. And then the week went by and I'm like, well, maybe I can try to catch up this weekend, and I never caught up. I just didn't know how to study. So elementary school, junior high, and college, I did great. High school, no. But yeah, the goof off kids. See, I would goof off, but I would be really stealth about it. Like, I never got caught goofing off. And I'd be sitting next to somebody, we'd be goofing off, and I could tell when the teacher was going to turn around, and I'd just go back to being studious, and they would get caught. So that's on them, not me. Okay, let's go to the next one. Next page here. Let's see. I try not to make assumptions and rely on what you tell us. Hard worker, loving daughter, responsible and loving pet mama. And you have some medical issues, but take care of everyone else better than you. Yes, I do have some medical issues, but yeah, I have arthritis issues. I have a blood disorder thingy, anxiety, depression. I have all that, but it's all monitored and medically good. But I definitely have days where I do not feel great. But what you gonna do? My assumption is you're basically my twin because people annoy me. People annoy me too. Gosh. Let's see. Oh, here we have Ashley, Miss Philly. My assumption about you is that you have a closet full of naughty toys, like Scrabble and Monopoly. I don't have naughty toys. I don't have any toys. I don't even have Scrabble or Monopoly. I can't play games. All that reading of the rules and try to remember everything and wait for other people to take their turn. I'm like, just get to the end of it already. Okay, let's see. You wish you had a maid, but would hate it when they showed up to work. That is true. I have not looked for a cleaning person because the thought of them then having to be here and me having to like corral the dogs and monitor what they're doing and stay out of their way or they're going to get into my stuff. It's like, I'll just do it myself or let it pile up. You would like a Goodwill bins to be built near you, but you would want it all to yourself because you know people. That is true. I think when I see people get their bins hauls, I'm like, oh, I wish we had a bins. But then I see the bins footage and I'm like, oh no, too many people, looks really dirty, too many people. And I'm pretty sure if we had a bins or I went to a bins, I would be all excited to go. I'd go and then I'd like, no, and leave. That's true. There's more here. You don't discuss politics because you aren't conservative and don't want to start a brouhaha on your channel. I don't like to talk about politics, but that is wrong. I actually am conservative. Here's a fun story. We're Republicans. Although, very middle of the road Republicans, fiscally conservative, socially moderate, and not to get into politics, but I will say this. I currently will not identify myself as Republican because of current situations, but I will say I'm an independent right now. But yeah, we're very middle of the road, but definitely on the Republican side. I do not like the extreme right wing. I do not like the extreme left wing. Where's the middle ground? Middle ground. Can we all just find some common ground? You know, just common sense. I should start the common sense party. That's the party I really want to belong to. For a long time, I assumed you were an only child, but then you mentioned a brother. And assumed you lost your mom when you were quite young. And suddenly. So, sort of true. My mom did die when I was 6, but not suddenly. She'd been sick for 4 years. She got cancer when I was 2 and passed away when I was 6. I do have 2 older brothers. My oldest brother, Danny, he also passed away. He passed away when I was 9. He was severely intellectually disabled. Back in the day, you would say that he had severe mental retardation. And then I have another brother who would kill me if I talked about him online, so I'm not going to talk about him. But yeah, so living, I have my dad and my brother. Okay, now we have some more. My assumption that you are an introvert. Very true. I'm an introvert in terms of I need me time, I need quiet time. But when I'm in social situations or with people, I can talk. I don't have social anxiety. I'm not shy. I can talk to anybody and that's fine, but it drains me and I need my quiet time. Let's see. You're a grammar snob. Someone who's been watching a long time and they couldn't think of anything, but you're a grammar snob. I am. You didn't seen it. You saw it. I mean, these are how do people get out of high school with the basics of seen and saw and two? I mean, it baffles me. Sometimes I post grammar nerd posts over on Instagram. So if you're following me there, you know, because it drives me nuts. You didn't seen it. You saw it. Basic. How are people getting out of school? But then they try to change the law and make it so kids can't progress until they know these things and everybody's in an uproar. And that's why we're like 36th in the world in education. I assume the doggies know everything and you worry about ratting you out. They do know everything, but honestly, I'm such an open book. I don't know that they tell you anything that I don't tell you here. But they do know everything. Maybe I'll start telling them some secrets. My assumptions are you live in a ranch home and it is cozy and people want to curl up on your couch and relax when they visit. You are a low maintenance girl. I can't read the rest because it's smooshed out. Oh, and I didn't expand it. We do have a ranch house. It's cozy, but you know why people don't want to curl up when they come here? Because I don't have enough seating, and it's that way deliberately. No, it's what kind of is. But I have it's a really long, narrow ranch. So the living room, there's not, because I have eBay stuff and a dining room table, there's nowhere to put more seating. So actually, usually when people come, there's nowhere for them to sit. And then they don't stay long. So that works out. Oh, wait, I didn't get here. I guess I kind of assume that you hate getting dressed up. Maybe hardly ever wear a dress. It's based on what I see you wearing in videos. And they felt like they were being rude if they said that. And you're not. I totally dress down. I worked, in an office for a little over 7 years. I had to dress. It was like business casual. I didn't like have to get so dressed up. But I had to wear, dress shoes, and I hated it. When I was in high school, I really liked to get a little dressier, though. I would wear a lot of dresses. Try to have nice shoes. Same when I worked in an office. I would go to Express and the Limited and New York and Company and get all my clothes there. So I got like the cute skirts and heels. I wore heels for several years, and stockings and all that kind of stuff. So I actually did do that. But at this point in my life, I'm like, nope, 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 nope. Did that. Don't want to do it anymore. Not going to do it anymore. Now it's Gap yoga pants. You must be very efficient and listing and productive. No, I'm a very slow lister. I'm the kind of person that fills out all of the little, you know, sections that eBay gives you where you have to have the item specifics, and then I have a big long description. When people are like, I listed 50 things today, if I list 50 things in a week, I feel like I need a week off. I mean, I'm very slow listing. But when I am trying to hunker down and be productive, I just do as much as I can. Okay, let's see. I'm a relatively new sub. I watch Bin Pickers and Michelle mentions you often. So I've made the assumption that you're good friends with her. I feel like I'm good friends with Michelle, even though I've never met her in person. But yeah, she's definitely somebody I've connected with online. And I always appreciate when she mentions that she watches my videos, because then I feel special. Lastly, I assume you are a cheapskate. LOL, only because I can see that you will buy just about anything to resell if it's cheap. There's nothing wrong with being cheap as long as you're deep and tipper. So this assumption is actually wrong. I am not a cheapskate. When it comes to reselling and sourcing, I usually only go for the stuff that's cheap. But in my everyday life, while I like a good deal and I like clearance and all that kind of stuff, if I want something, I just buy it. I'll wait for a sale or whatnot, but I don't shop secondhand for myself. I get that question a lot. We buy everything that we have in our house. 99% of it is new. I know people are like, oh, you do this business because reuse, reduce, recycle, and that's great, but people need to buy new things because that's the world economy cannot stand on secondhand. You need to have the manufacturer and transport and sale of new goods. So yeah, I pretty much really only have new items. If I see it and I want it and I can, like I said, get a sale or whatnot on it, I'll get it. So yeah, I don't bring home anything for the estate sales for myself other than the occasional like blow mold. Sometimes I will pick up a vintage, holiday decoration. Although usually it's because I keep it because I found out it wasn't worth anything. But generally, no, I'm not cheap. And we tip very well. I usually tip at least, unless the service was horrible, I'll tip at least 20% and sometimes more than that. Even when I do takeout, I'll just add the tip. So yeah, definitely not a cheapskate in most sense. So that assumption was wrong. Unless I go to an estate sale and it's fill a bag. I'm like, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Let's see, here's your assumption. You are awesome and give great content. Well, that assumption is true. I mean, you got it down. You don't really have any hobbies that aren't associated with reselling, which is totally fine. Actually, that assumption is wrong. I do a lot of other things besides reselling. I mean, I love to bake. I love to read. I love some TV shows that I watch. Now, in terms of like going places and doing things, I don't do that as much anymore as I used to. Just like, I don't go to the movies. I don't like movies. The only traveling I do is really to Disney World. That's because my dad can't just go anywhere all the time. I used to go shopping all the time. Shopping was a hobby. Oh, I love to shop. Now I'm like, ugh, I don't want to have to leave the house and go to the store. But I have some of the adult coloring books. I do the stickers. I've started doing some sticker collage stuff. So right now in my life, well, for a long time, reselling was kind of like everything. I've definitely scaled back and have, mainly because I need to spend more time taking care of Papa, but also because I'm just like, I don't want to kill it and crush it and hustle so much, I want to just be like, look, I will do what I need to do with the reselling and that's it. I'm over it. Been doing this since 2005. It's not, the thrill is gone. Usually, unless you like get a really big exciting sale, but the thrill of sourcing and listing and packing and it's just like, it's just a necessity. It's a job. Not to say that I'm not grateful that I do it and that it's interesting at times. And I do, there are aspects of it that I do really like. I couldn't keep doing it if I didn't like it at some point. It's at some level, but it's not, my life doesn't revolve around it anymore. It's just the best content to put on this channel because that's what you guys seem to like. Here's another assumption. You don't like people. It's not that I don't like people, but I don't like people that I don't know and then having to be around them. Like, you know, at the store and they're in my way, or they want to chat. I'm like, oh, shoo. Hardworking and caring person, another right-on assumption. Then we have, okay, here's Jeffrey, Real Nifty Vintage. Another, your life revolves around reselling and you have no hobbies. Yeah. My life definitely revolved around my business for many, many years. It was because I started with eBay, then I got into Amazon for 4 years, merchant fulfilled, then got out of Amazon when the competition and the fees were too much. So then secondhand on eBay, then kind of tried Amazon FBA for a year, didn't like that. Then tried Etsy, Poshmark. So, and during that time, I did have major burnout. There was a point in time I took 4 months and I quit. I'm like, I'm done. No eBay store. Get rid of my inventory. That's when my books were doing really well and I didn't need the eBay income. Oh, I miss those days. But eventually the book income dropped and I needed to get back into selling. So I kind of inched my way back in. And ever since then, like last year, I really tried to push it. I'm like, I need eBay and Poshmark and Etsy and I want it. How much can I get? And then at the end of the year, I'm like, I'm burned out. I'm tired. It's too much to manage. Let's scale back. And I have been trying to do other things outside of reselling recently. So yeah, sometimes life has revolved around reselling, but I'm trying to make it so it doesn't. Then we have your primary caretaker for your dad. That is true. And your very shrewd negotiator at yard sales. That assumption is wrong. I am not a negotiator. I never try to deal. I never ask for discounts. If it's too expensive, I just walk away from it. I think only twice that I can remember did I ask for a little bit off at an estate sale. Yeah, 2 times that I can remember. But otherwise, I hate to do it. I hate to ask for less. I just don't. So I either walk away from it or just get the cheap stuff. So I don't negotiate at all. That assumption is totally wrong. I'm such a chicken when it comes to, and that's when I'm having a, like, unfortunately I can take stuff to the consignment store. I don't need to have a garage sale, but when I did, it would offend me so much when people would ask for less, and probably why I hate eBay Best Offer. I'm like, I have the price on it, just pay it. So my last one is from my buddy Brent Ott over at O Unit Productions, who was like my first YouTube reseller friend when I started coming on YouTube, I think like 2008 or 9. And I started watching videos. I used to have another channel. It's defunct because when I signed up for it, it wasn't a Google account, so it wasn't monetized. I'm like, get rid of that, get a monetized account. But anyway, yeah, Brent and Heather over at the Paper Castle, they were the first 2 reseller friends that I made online back when there were literally like 20 of us on YouTube, the good old days. I assume you like people and are very social and love parties, loud music, and staying out all night. Brent's being funny because all those assumptions are wrong, of course. When it comes to, you know, being social, oh, I forgot to read this one, which is next to Brent. You don't have many friends or get out much with friends because of pop and work. So I do have friends. I've just made a very conscious effort to try to not talk about friends or family on the videos. So I try not to. So yeah, so people are like, don't you have a family? Don't you have friends? I just try not to talk about it. Some of them I think would like to be on the videos. They're like, oh, I'll say to them, oh, you can be on the videos sometime. But all of my friends are married, have children, and work full-time jobs outside the home. So everyone has life, and we're all getting older. So yeah, I don't like to go out anyway. Once it gets nighttime, I'm done. I'm tired. I don't want to go out. So yeah, friends exist. They're just, you don't see them or hear me talk about them. But back to Brent, you know, you're very social. Because I know a lot of people, oh, you hate people, you're an introvert. But if I'm in a social situation, I can function just fine. Love parties? No, I don't. Love loud music? No, I don't. Stay out all night? Oh, no. Although I am a night person, I will stay up all night, but not out. It's in my pajamas in my bed reading books or something. So that is the assumptions about me. I hope you guys like this video. Thank you if you submitted an assumption. I hope I answered them and you were proven right. you were proven wrong. You got some other details you may not have known about, but I appreciate everybody who responded to it. And if you've done this Assumptions About Me video or are going to, be sure to leave a comment below and let me know. Let me know what you thought of this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye, Assumptions. Bye.